Greetings, this is Damien with HK Readings Healing Culture Tarot, and here's your daily message. There are actually a couple of messages that I have for you today, but the first one is going to be involving, not only healing the inner self, the inner child a little bit more, but placing an emphasis on the forgiveness of your former self. Anything that you might be ashamed of or that you don't forgive yourself for, you've got to understand that these things have taught you lessons and they have gotten you to where you are today. So, with that being said, you could be much kinder to yourself, much nicer to yourself, much more sweet and relenting, okay? And this message also goes a little bit deeper than that. So as within, so without, right? There's a lot of denotation of forgiving those who have hurt you. Not necessarily about forgetting at all. You don't want to forget it. You don't need to block it out of your mind. You want to forgive, hold that with you, and transmute that energy, right? This is also about forgiving your parents for any reasons. For those of you who are children of abuse or of absent parents or of, emotionally unavailable parents, anything to where those who were nurturing you were just working with the tools that they had, best at the time. Place forgiveness for that, because it's really what's not allowing you to see things for what they are and to move forward. Now, with everything being connected, because this is ultimately, with the energies that I'm feeling, shifting towards a love reading. If it has been difficult for you, those single ones, and if it's been difficult for you, those ones who are in partnerships, but it's rocky, or it's not what you want, or the communication's lacking, or like y'all are here and here, you got to look to those things. I'm not saying, it would be your fault or anything, but it would behoove you to look at the things in your life that you can move past in order to be able to attract someone with an open heart. You want to attract someone with you having an open heart, an open mind, a clear mind. And if there's still a lot of trauma and sadness and, anger and or resentment built up for, let's say a myriad reasons, it's really blocking the type of romantic love that you see coming in, okay? That wouldn't be the case for everybody. Like, I feel like some people would be, obviously more easy to manifest like certain relationships if they were bored and just wanted one, right? They could find somebody to pass the time. They could find somebody to fill that space, and then they'd move along. But that's not you. So if you wonder why it seems like everybody else can have, man, this person's never shy of meeting anybody, or, getting partners and this and this and that. And I'm not saying you don't pull either, but you're looking for different things now. And, different, it's just a different mindset that you have. So the universe is bringing you different things, meaning the next relationship you have or the next engagement you have is going to be a real one, because that's what you're worth and that's what you're valued at. But you've also got to continue to do the work to get that done. It's not just going to be delivered to you. So yes, it might be very hard right now. You might be very lonely, but that's because you don't really have the same chances to have some like interim distraction type of energy come in. And you don't need that. Ultimately, your higher self knows that you don't want that and you don't need that, okay? So when it comes to manifesting the realness of what you've always desired, you got to understand that it's also a different level of work, a different caliber of work that's put in. All the things that you had in the past were super fucking easy. It was super fucking easy for you to get, which also translates to how little you had to put into it, But to have something substantial You got to work on your core first, really dig. And I know you've gone very deep, okay? I know you've gone very deep, collective, but this is about going deeper than deep, deeper than that. You know, when you go so deep, and then if you say you hadn't hit rock bottom, but you go so deep to the point where you see at a certain point, like how deep is, like you snorkeling down to the ocean, but you know how like very few people have been to the bottom of the ocean, like the absolute sea floor. Imagine like you were going down, traversing like all the way down to the point where, you know, few men have gone, okay? And you see some shit that, well, it'd be very dark for one. But let's imagine you could see. You see some shit like, what the fuck is that? Nope, 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 nope. And, you know, you might run back a little bit. Well, this is saying, don't fear the Reaper. Don't fear that. It's not as scary as you think. And like it's gonna take you going to depths that most others wouldn't dare to have things that most others truly don't have. Like I said, somebody might have somebody sleeping in their bed right now for a moment, or somebody might have this over there for a moment, or somebody might have that over there for a moment. But what you're working on is a lot bigger than that. So like, yeah, you've got to really travel some netherlands, man, you know? You really do. Um, and everything is set up for you and aligned in your favor, you know. So do with that what you will. And until your next reading, I love you.